This is one of my favorite core training exercises. I think it's also one of the hardest to do properly. It's a side plank with rotation. And the big thing is I want my hips and shoulders to rotate at exactly the same pace. So what usually happens is people bring their shoulders first, then they flip their hips, and then they chase back with their shoulders. I want everything at exactly the same time. This hand will go underneath each time. So go slowly. It should be about that slow when you rotate from side to side. Brace here. Make sure everything goes together. This is a progression of your psoas activation. So first we did it without a bungee. Now I've just put a mini band around the instep of my feet. This leg stays down, this leg pulls up. But remember that knee has to get above hip level. So down here, that's not high enough. It has to be up here. And no movement in your lumbar spine. So don't let your lumbar spine round when you do that. Dumbbells are at your shoulders. If your shoulders are getting tired, you can bring them down into the middle. The big thing to remember is you're going to take a double hip width stance. You're going to shift your hips, shoulders, so they're in line with your knee and ankle, the side you're going to. If your stance is too wide, your hip and shoulder won't get over your ankle. If your stance is too narrow, your hips will get outside. Reach back with your rear end, keeping this foot flat on the ground. And the trailing leg nice and straight so that you get good stretch through that groin. And then this one will come from our toe is a level with our heel, but then we're going to drive up actually. So here, staying tall in my torso, driving that knee up as high as I can get it without rounding my back. And that actually is going to make you use your glute on this side as well. Then you'll come this way, you'll get right out to the side, you'll bring your heel to your toe, come all the way back out to the side, bring your toe to your heel, keeping this knee straight and keeping the toes pointed straight ahead. Watch for this compensation, in particular when you're coming behind. Guys love to bend their knee and kind of rotate at their hip. I want it to be straight so that we're getting your adductors, your groins working. This is a progression of your half kneeling groin stretch. So it's a half kneeling groin stretch with a rock back. So here, and then sitting back, forward. So we're just making it a little bit more active. The half kneeling groin stretch with rotation, in this case it refers to the femur. So I'm rotating my thigh. You'll see my foot rotating up. So I'm trying not to twist my pelvis. I'm just trying to rotate there. And then I can sit back and then rotate as well. And you can see I don't get quite the same range when I'm sitting back. So I'm going to line my hand and my knee up along the edge of the turf. Come into balance, keeping my hips and shoulders level. Whoa. When you do the body row, you're going to set a barbell in the power rack, but make sure that you're pulling into the hooks and the power rack. Don't go on the other side where you could potentially pull the bar out of the hooks. So you're going to make a nice straight line position with your body. Pull your chest all the way up till it touches the bar, keeping your body in a straight line position. If you're getting pooped, you can bend your knees and that will make it easier. But make sure you're coming up to touch your chest with the bar. The side-lying T-spine rotation, I just put a med ball underneath my knee. I come here and I'm trying to keep my head in a good neutral alignment. You can even put a little foam roll underneath your head to support it. And I'm going to open up this way, but only as far as I can, opening up through my torso through my thoracic spine. I don't want to get to this point and then just reach with my shoulder. You'll see how my chest doesn't really turn more, but I just reach with my shoulder and then I come back. So I'll follow my hand with my head, open up, and come back. I'm going to have this knee bent so that it's actually pretty close to the ground. And then I'm holding this dumbbell at shoulder height and pressing straight overhead, staying level in my shoulders and in my hips, so I don't want to lean away as I push up. Let me show you from the side how much my knees are bent, my torso is staying nice and tall. So again, that exercise puts my hip in a bit of extension, and then as I reach overhead with that dumbbell, it kind of stretches this anterior chain of muscles.